So Creator Clash 2 took place over the past weekend, where it showcased 12 fights and 24 fighters at the event. First matchup that we saw go down was between the YouTuber Jack Manifold and the popular skateboarder slash TikToker Dakota Olave. This fight ended up going to the very end, where the judges would give Jack the unanimous decision victory. After the fight had taken place, Jack posted this picture onto his Twitter saying that he was feeling good, and then posted onto his Instagram giving thanks to the Creator Clash 2 platform, and also gave thanks to his opponents Dakota for that night. Dakota would also air the same sentiment, as he would show his appreciation as well via tweets and Instagram posts, and then the two would also then have a picture of them being taken together. Now, as for what was next here for each of them, Jack wouldn't really make a post talking about his own future in boxing, but Dakota did speak a bit about his own.
Heading home, and guess what we're doing? Strength training, more boxing. The grind don't stop.
Now, the second fight that took place at Creator Clash 2 was the TikToker and Twitch streamer Jaelaray going up against the YouTuber Abelina Sabrina. This one ended up going to the very end as well, with Jaelaray being given the unanimous decision victory. After the decision was made, Jaelaray called out Twitch streamer Young Elderberry on the mic, and will continue that feeling well onto her Twitter with this tweet right here. Now, as for her opponent Abelina, she would show that she was happy either way with the results, as she exclaimed that she had gone the distance on Twitter, showed this pic, and even made an amusing tribute music video on the losers aspects of the event that night. But from there, we then went on to the third fight of the night, which was between the returning charismatic YouTuber Dad going up against another returning fighter in AB from the H3 podcast. After Dad made his energetic entrance sprinting onto the ring and AB did his own walkout, the two fighters will go on to have a war with each other that will go one full round, and in the break before heading into the second one, it will be determined that AB wouldn't be able to continue, and then thus give Dad the round 1 TKO victory here. In Dad's post-fight interview, he will go on to call out the entire company of the WWE and throw some shade at one of the wrestlers, Seth Rollins, and his latest WrestleMania opponent, Logan Paul.
Seth Rollins, you want to go toe-to-toe with a phony YouTuber, a con artist? How about you go toe-to-toe with a boxer, a YouTuber from the original days who actually wins his fights?
Dad would then go on to say that while he waits for an answer from the WWE, he had someone else in mind to fight that was in the arena at that time.
I may as well beat up a YouTuber who's here tonight. Anybody seen Nexpo? Hey, come on. We got a history, me and this dude. Creator Clash 3 Nexpo. I'm ready and waiting.
While those from the WWE had not responded to Dad on social media here, Nexpo did go on to put out this tweet where in the last line, he said that 1 year from now, Dad will be getting his first L. Dad would see this and go on to respond to that, and then also continue to call out the WWE on his social medias. Now, as for AB and what happened with him, well, first, after the fight was all said and done, Ethan Klein will go on to say that he was proud of AB, and then also give Dad his props. And throughout the aftermath of the matchup, there were rumors going around saying that AB had his ribs broken and also suffered a concussion, and that was why the fight got called off there. But AB went on to explain what had actually happened when he returned to the H3 podcast.
So then you sat down, and what happened?
As soon as I sat down, like a jolt, even breathing, it felt like something was pushing against something inside. I don't know, I guess it was rib. It was a bruised rib or something, but I think it pushed into something else. And I felt like I could kept going maybe a little bit, but at the same time, I didn't want to push it.
Nah,
it ain't worth it.
AB, after the fight, was also in good spirits as he gave his thanks, appreciated the support, and also gave Dad his props as well. And of course, we'll have some pictures taken with him too. And from that, we then go on to the fourth fight of the night, which was William Haynes taking on Chris Raygun. And this one ended in a round 2 TKO victory for Haynes. A little bit of controversy has surrounded this fight, as it was supposed to be another creator named Froggy Fresh that was supposed to be fighting Chris instead of it being William Haynes. And with this new opponent in William, a mismatch was noticeable, and Froggy, the one who had gotten kicked out, will make a tweet about the fight when it had gone down. But from that, he didn't really have anything else negative to say about the event. Now, for the fighters themselves, well, for Chris, he showed his appreciation of having taken part in the event, and also even posted a picture with his opponents after the fact. And for the winner of the fight, William Haynes, he showed his appreciation on Instagram as well, and on that post and in a tweet, will call out Philip DeFranco to be his next opponent. Now, from there, we then went on to the fifth fight, fight, which was a matchup between the Twitch streamer Mika Midget taking on video game writer Alanah Pearce. And this fight went all the way to the very end, and with that we saw Alanah get announced as the winner with a split decision victory. A couple of touching tweets would come out from Alanah saying that she was also having another fight during that time, that being her asthma, but even through that she still ended up taking the win there, and it was all broadcasted to her family, where her stepdad was also watching from the hospital. Now, as for her opponent Mika, she just loved the fact that she was in a boxing match, and then also even teased that potentially having another bout in 2024. Then from that fight we went on to the 6th one, which was between the YouTube streamer Myth and the returning Hundar. This bout will go into one full round where we saw Myth get a knockdown, and as they were then taking their break before the second round began, it would be announced that Hundar was not able to continue, and that would then give Myth the round 1 TKO victory. A big reason as to why the fight was stopped there will later be revealed by Hundar himself in a Twitter video where he captioned it, "Ain't that just the way," and then had this to show and say.
Bad news, everybody. Oh, I hurt my arm. They say I couldn't keep fighting because the bicep popped. Oh no, everybody. Having a bad time.
Myth, after seeing that tweet, will respond to it to give props to Hundar for still going through with the fight, even with him knowing that there were some complications with his own body, as shown in the video beforehand as well. And Myth, he would also go on to pay his respect to iDubbbz and Anissa for organizing the event, and also pay that respect to his boxing journey in this tweet right here. But from those good felt tweets, Myth will then call out two controversial figures in the community, being Sneeko and Aiden Ross, saying that he wants to take on both of them at the same time. Anissa saw this tweet and responded to the call out saying that he's gotta give him a chance at least, and Myth will reply with, "Okay, I'll only use my jab as well." Aiden and Sneeko have not responded to the call out, but from that Myth and Hundar fight, we then went on to the 7th one of the night, which was between a returning Sharpe going up against Critical Role's Marisha Ray. This fight was another one that ended up going to the judges, and the victory here was given to Haley by unanimous decision. After the fight, Haley showcased her gratefulness for Anissa and iDubbbz bringing her back, and to all of the other people that helped support her through this once again demanding journey. Her opponent Marisha Ray will give those kind of same sentiments as well, as she spoke positively about the night of the event, the fight that had taken place, and shouted out the other ladies that were on the card that night, and also show love to both Ian and Anissa on an Instagram post. And to finish off the segment, the two opponents then took a picture with each other at the Creator Clash 2 gala. Then from that fight that had taken place, we then went on to the 8th one of the night, which was between a returning Arin Hanson going up against a commentary YouTuber Jarvis Johnson. This fight ended up going to the second round where we saw a TKO victory there for Arin Hanson, and after the fight went down, Arin went on to thank his supporters while Jarvis spoke on the fight and then congratulated him as well. And to that, Arin will reply saying that Jarvis rules, and Jarvis, even though he had fun that night and also with the months beforehand training and everything, he did announce on Twitter that he was never going to be doing that shit again. And after all of that, both Arin and Jarvis took a picture together as well at the same aforementioned gala. And from that, we then go on to the next fight of the night, which was between the female YouTubers Michelle Khare and Andrea Botez. This one went the full distance, and after a well-fought fight between the two, Michelle will come out on top as the winner in a unanimous decision. After the fight, Michelle will briefly describe her feelings about it and give Andrea her respect, and also say that she had gotten a broken nose out of it too, which Andrea would see and respond with a tweet thanking Michelle for being the most competitive opponent that she could have ever imagined, and then congratulate her as well. Andrea would also show some of the damage that she had received in the fight, and as said before, continued to congratulate Michelle on her performance throughout her social media post. And then from that fight, we went into another highly anticipated matchup, that being the Pokemon card YouTuber Leonhart facing off against the popular gaming / vlogging content creator Nestor from Crank Gameplays. After Leonhart made his entrance with the actual guy who sang the original Pokemon theme, and Ethan followed up with his own walkout, the two of them went at it for a while in the ring up until on round 3 when we saw Ethan get the TKO victory there. After being declared the winner, Ethan will get asked about what could be next for his boxing future, and he would just say this.
Boxing wise, I'm still definitely gonna continue to train. We'll see, maybe I'll come back next year, but just gonna take it chill for a sec.
Congratulations.
After all of that, Ethan will put out a tweet that praised the Creator Clash 2 event, thanked iDubbbz and Anissa for it, and would say how proud he was of his opponent, Leonhart, and his own self for all the work that they did. Leonhart would go on to congratulate Ethan on Twitter as well, to which Ethan responded here with his own positive tweet, and Leonhart would continue to take in all of what had happened to him during that weekend, including taking another picture with Ethan, all after their fight was said and done. This fight even had Markiplier tweeting about it, as him and Ethan were both halves of their Unas Honest project from from a couple of years back, Markiplier came out with a tweet that said, "What a night. So proud of all the fighters tonight, but especially proud of Ethan. I know how hard you worked for this. So proud of you." And after all was said and done, Ethan will come out and announce that he and Jacksepticeye had made and put out a new podcast together called Brain Leak. Now the next fight of the night that we got here was the co-main event between John Hennigan, who was formerly known as John Morrison in the WWE, taking on Harley Morenstein from the Epic Mealtime channel. After John's entrance was accompanied by several wrestlers from the industry, we saw Lonesome Harley have his own walk to the ring in a solid snake-like outfit. This heavyweight bout between the two ended up being a very memorable one, as Harley got knocked down numerous times throughout the match, with one including being knocked out of the ring itself.
Harley goes down now! You're all good, Harley. You're all good, baby. Get back in there, big dog.
But with the third knockdown coming in the third round of the fight, that was enough for the match to be called and then give John Hennigan the round 3 TKO victory. In John's post-match interview, he did not hold back and made sure to call out everybody in the influencer boxing scene, with one guy in mind who he called out at the end.
There are some influencer boxers I have zero respect for. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, the entire Misfits boxing promotion. Jake, Logan, no, Jake got beat. Logan got beat by KSI, which is why I'm gonna put KSI on blast right now. You hear me? Answer, bitch!
No responses have come out of any of the people that he called out there, but John went on to show his appreciation of the event and to anyone and everyone that has supported him throughout this journey. And as for Harley, he went on to take his loss pretty well, as he complimented John, had a laugh at himself getting knocked out of the ring, and then also made several other tweets having fun with the fight that had taken place. And to top all of that off, Harley would also make a lengthy Instagram post where he spoke on everything that's been going on, thanked everyone around him, and at the end states that he thinks he's still got another fight in him that he can't send off on a loss. And from that, we finally go to the main event, which would be a professional bout between Alex Wassabi and the main man behind the Creator Clash event itself, iDubbbz. This final fight ended up going all 4 rounds, and although things started to get close at the end, Alex will come out on top and be declared the winner via majority decision. As Alex gave his post-match interview in the ring, he said that he had heard that the YouTuber Guava Juice was getting into boxing, and he called him out right there and then. And as soon as that call out was over, Alex also told us that he had heard a rumor that this was probably going to be iDubbbz's last match. And with that, he asked the audience if they wanted to see iDubbbz call it quits there, to which they said no, and Alex then led the crowd into a chant that was telling iDubbbz to have one more fight. And all of this got iDubbbz emotional. But when Alex went up to him to see if he still had another fight left in him, iDubbbz had this to say.
You got one more fight in you, boy! If you insist, Alex. Yeah!
Then when it was time for iDubbbz to be interviewed in the ring, the message that he had for everyone that has supported the event then made him emotional as well.
I really appreciate everyone. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I really do appreciate the support, and thank you for coming.
So while iDubbbz may have been more humbled after this new loss, Alex was just having a good time on social media, as he retweeted a tweet from KSI that was made back in January, predicting that iDubbbz was going to be Wassabi, and here we are now, Alex obviously mocking it with the retweet. Alex then also went on to the Fred Talks Fighting YouTube channel, and talked about potential opponents that he could be eyeing now, and also stated that he wants to be fighting at around the 160-pound space.
I just want to fight guys at my level. Like Jay Swingler, Pineda, a Deji rematch, a 165, 170. I'll fight him at 170. Hopefully he wants to fight at 165, which I think he should do anyways. Swarms.
Alex would also get into a situation where a potential fight with Slim would be brought up, and also got himself into a thread where an Alex Wassabi versus Myth match was brought up, with Myth responding to it as well. Now, even though Wassabi here had this forward-looking mentality after his fight with iDubbbz, Alex still paid his respect to Ian and the Creator Clash 2 events, and sees a promising future for the next one. Now, with iDubbbz, he didn't have much to say about the event on social media, besides posting this photo on Twitter, and then giving his thanks on Instagram. But where he did speak more on everything was when he went on to the H3 podcast and talked about numerous things regarding the Creator Clash 2 event and boxing, with one of those topics being what we could be seeing in his future in the sport.
I'm gonna fight again for sure.
You are.
I think my plan, is to just take this next year off and kind of, help out some more fighters, give someone like the main event slot, because I think important, and I think there are a lot of people who are very deserving of it.
And as a bonus, at the end of their conversation, iDubbbz even hinted at a very popular series of his returning to his main channel.
Do you want to hint at maybe what else you're going to do on your main channel?
I'm going to be addressing controversies. I'm going to be putting out a content cop.
Yes!
Oh,
Let's fucking go, baby!
A content pop.
And to top off this final segment and entire video, we then also had iDubbbz's wife Vanessa tweet out that they will be recruiting creators in a few months for Creator Clash 3. And for anybody that wants to fight, they'll be introduced to a good coach who gets in no matter where the fighter is in the world. And that she's excited to see who's going to step up to the plate for the event, but that for now, it's time for her, and I assume iDubbbz as well, to take a long awaited vacation. And with that, that'll be the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in another one.